Hey guys, Mike here from TemplarAirsoft.com. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be taking a look at my Emerson MICH 2000 and the trusty old GoPro setup. So guys, today I'm going to be taking a look at the Emerson MICH 2000 with rails and my GoPro setup. I'll go over the helmet first. I'll take the GoPro and the battery setup off, and then I'll just go over the helmet. Okay, so here we have my Emerson MICH 2000. Very good bit of kit. I'm very impressed with it. Build quality is pretty good. As you can see, the plastic is, that's not a super thick rim on there. That's actually, it is actually quite solid. It's not really flimsy at all. So I'll go over the external features first. It's got, it's very nicely textured. From aesthetics wise, it does very much look like a real Kevlar. For those of you that haven't seen real Kevlars, most of them come with this textured finish, which this has got, which is a nice touch. Rails are pretty solid. I've taken them off and had a look at them, and they're pretty good. No major concerns there at all. Retention straps. These could come loose. They're only sort of loosely tied in a knot behind here. But I can't see any reason why they would. They're not designed to be pulled super tight. They're designed to obviously act as a retention if your NVGs or anything falls off. So I can't see them actually failing in any way, but they could be a little bit better in terms of their attachment point here. One slight problem that I have found with this is the front lip of the NVG mount here is slightly too high, or it's too thick to allow you to attach your mounting plate for your GoPro. I do have the metal mounting plate due to concerns I had over the plastic ones breaking. Basically what happens is, you can see the little spring-loaded tab there. When you put this in and it locks in place, you can see there's no gap between the NVG shroud and the actual push button here, and that's because I've actually just shaved off 1 millimeter off the front here to allow me to get that thing in, that retention tab in. Without shaving that off, I couldn't attach the GoPro mount properly. Now it's in there. It's very secure, and it works brilliantly. Velcro wise, you've got the patches either side, and then the strip over the top with a little lump at the back for your strobes. You've also got big patch at the back. I attached my battery, my counterweight pouch on there. Obviously you can attach cool signs, whatever you want on there, but it's quite a big patch. These Velcro patches bring me to my only real criticism of this this helmet. The glue that's used to stick these down isn't very strong. As you can see, it's come up a little bit there. There's a couple of other places where it's come up. And where you see a major problem with that is actually on the inside of the helmet. If I just get the harness out of the way, you can see here on this is actually the glue that's been used to stick down the Velcro, or the felt patch on the back of the pad has actually come away. Likewise, when I've pulled some of these pads out, the glue has just come off. I'll take this one off here. This is one of them. I'll take the pad out, and as you can see, the glue there, it's not stuck down very well at all. I think it's just a case of where the glue's been missed, because the rest of the patch, where the Velcro patch is where the glue actually is very strong, very secure. But it's an easy fix. I haven't fixed it myself because I wanted to show you for the review, but it is an easy fix. It's just a case of getting some super glue that doesn't destroy plastics, obviously, and gluing that down yourself. For those of you unfamiliar with the pads, they are literally just foam pads that Velcro in, like so. That's actually, and they don't move. Comfort wise, I find this helmet super comfy. Obviously it's a plastic helmet. It doesn't weigh the same as a real Kevlar, but these pads do go a long way to make it that extra bit comfortable. In terms of colours, This is actually a custom paint scheme I've done on mine, and the color this one comes in, you can get these in black or this sort of tan. This is the color that actually comes in. So there you go, that's the helmet covered. Great helmet. I'll put a link in the description. I think it was about £65. I'll put a link in the description to where I got it from. It was a paintball store I got it from. For those of you over in the States, you can get these on Amazon. A little bit harder to get on Amazon in the UK, but yeah, a great helmet. Definitely recommend it if you're after a MICH 2000 style helmet. Definitely recommend getting this one. Very, very good. Okay, so now going to my GoPro setup. Before I go any further with this, I just want to say that this is actually Jonathan from Airsoftology's idea. He ran this, he done a video on it, and it works absolutely brilliantly. So any of you that have seen that and are curious about doing it, I think Robo Murray does it as well. The same setup, and obviously I run the same thing as well because it works absolutely brilliantly. I'll show you the battery pack in a second, but this is the mount I use. Basically, I've got a metal NVG mount to mount the GoPro to the actual helmet. Some people say not to bother with the metal one because it's hard to actually adjust and tighten this piece down. But what I've done is these arms here are actually the cycle helmet mounts. A couple of those gives you those three-way joints. Tape around the bottom as you insert it into the metal piece and tighten this up. This will not move now. This will not move at all. Mounted it in there. I've wrapped some tape around the edges as well to make sure that this does not wobble, and there's no movement in that from side to side at all. And as you notice, I use the middle hinge, flip the camera up, change the SD card, flip it back down, tighten this up, and then we're good to go. So these two do not move at all. This is the one that I use to pivot it. In terms of the way I've got the camera set up, as per Jonathan's, again from Airsoftology, as per his suggestion, the camera's mounted upside down on these arms, and that allows me to give the point of view I give a little bit more in line with my eye line rather than sticking up above your helmet. You can have it mounted up here, but then it adds a little bit more to your profile. I prefer it this way. Works absolutely brilliantly. In terms of casing, I've got the skeleton back door on this, and I've just drilled a hole in the side to allow me to attach the cable. In terms of power supply to my GoPro, again using Jonathan from Airsoftology's suggestion, I'm running in the back here an Anchor power supply. I'll just take that out and show you. It's actually a really good way to do this. So here we have the Anchor. That's a standard USB that I've modded to be a right angle because in the UK I can't get one long enough that fits, that isn't a right angle at that end but is a right angle at this end, so I've had to mod that. But yeah, this is the 9600 milliamp hours pack, and it basically sits in here inside my counterweight pouch and keeps my GoPro charged. In terms of power and what this actually does for the GoPro, the Anchor in here provides a continuous power supply to the GoPro here. It's continuously charging. The way that works is this has a motion detector thing in it, whatever it, I don't know what it's called, but basically when you shake this, it starts looking for something to charge, assuming you've got it plugged in. It will find that your GoPro battery's drained a little bit, it will charge it until the battery's full, and then this will go into standby mode. When it moves again, it will look for something to charge. If the battery's already full and doesn't need recharging, it will not charge it. It will just go back into standby mode. And it keeps repeating that process, keeping your battery charged at your GoPro end. In terms of usage, I've had 5.5 hours out of this footage, and that's only used 25% of the battery, the Anchor battery. Obviously 25%, 5.5 hours, that gives you 22 hours from this alone, plus another couple of hours running on your GoPro battery. I haven't actually charged this battery up at all for the last couple of months, because this system's just so efficient. There's no need. I haven't even used the spare batteries I've got. In terms of cost, this is about 30 quid. When you compare that to a spare GoPro battery, a proper GoPro battery, not one of the cheap knockoffs, you're looking at about 20 quid for that. So, and they only last a couple of hours. So the cost saving and the efficiency of this is obviously massive compared to buying loads of batteries and having to change them every couple of hours. Generally speaking, on a full day, I would go through maybe 3 batteries on this. Now, running a 64 gig card in here, I get 8.5 hours of continuous footage without having to touch this, and that's at 1080p, 30 frames per second on the medium lens setting. So yeah, I literally, for a game now, I turn this on and I turn it off when we're finished at the end of the day. I leave it on while we're in between games. I leave it on during the lunch break. It just runs the whole time. It's absolutely brilliant setup. So there we go, guys. The Emerson MICH 2000 with rails and GoPro setup. As I said, great little helmet. Works perfectly for me. Sits nice on the head, nice and comfortable. I do have quite a large head, and this fits perfectly. Don't need to make any adjustments. Those of you with smaller heads or even medium-sized heads, this might be a little bit too big, but you can obviously adjust the pads, change them around and get them set up to how they fit on your head. GoPro setup works absolutely brilliantly. As I said earlier, thanks to Jonathan from Airsoftology for revealing that little tip to the world. It works absolutely brilliantly, and I definitely recommend getting it if you do run a GoPro. All in all, helmet was about 65 quid. The anchor is about £30, and when you compare the price of the batteries and stuff, it's a no-brainer really. Obviously, if you don't want to run around with a counterweight on the back of your helmet, then obviously don't, but you know, for me, it just works absolutely perfectly. So guys, thanks for watching the TemplarAirsoft.com YouTube channel. To subscribe, click the link below. To watch the previous episode, click the link to your right hand side. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.